on what it means for your golf swing, your contact, why the ball is starting, where it's starting, where you're contacting it on the face, and maybe, just maybe, you might need some new shafts. So let's dive into this. So when we look at shaft droop, we want to know what shaft droop actually is. And this is what shaft droop is. So when the club is bending at the bottom of the club is bending like this, creating a bend profile out of the shaft, and the center of mass of the club head is lining up with the top of the grip. That's what we talk about when we're talking about droop, okay? Droop, everybody droops the club some amount. Everybody's gonna be slightly different because everybody has a slightly different swing plane, and therefore people are gonna need different shafts because their contact points are gonna be different from a stiffer shaft profile at the bottom or something that's a little bit softer at the bottom. Everybody's gonna line up somewhere in the bell curve when it comes to their shaft profiles because they have different mechanics coming into the ball, they're swinging at slightly different swing planes, and they're affecting the shaft differently. So super important to know, guys. And I'm gonna give you guys two examples today using an extra stiff shaft and a regular shaft. And I'm gonna show you the contact points about how this can change so dramatically as you come through your shots. This is super important for your games. If you're somebody that is hitting it on the heel, you might need a different shaft profile. If you're somebody that's hitting it on the toe, you might need a little bit different shaft profile. So I'm gonna give you guys some general information about this today, and then we can show you what you need to do going forward when it comes to hitting the ball in the center of the face more often. So we're gonna start with the extra stiff shaft. I got my Arias 2-iron, and we're gonna start with the extra stiff. And I'm gonna show you guys where I'm hitting this on the face and what we're gonna do when we go over to the regular shaft and see how that changes things over, okay? This is actually such a sick thing, and if you guys don't understand this, this can be a game changer for your golf game, because if you're contacting it in an area on the face that you don't like to contact it, you can change the shaft profile and change the contact points. Super cool. Okay, so I'm gonna hit a couple shots for you guys, and then we'll take a look at the impact locations. I'm gonna show you guys where I'm hitting it with the extra stiff shaft and then where I'm hitting it with the regular shaft. So here we go. So here's the contact point with the extra stiff. This is the majority of my hits. So you guys can see here, if I look right here in this area, I'm hitting it more towards the heel side on the club, and I tend to actually get closer to the heel a lot of the time. So it's really hard for me with the extra stiff steel shaft in this iron for me to hit the ball on the toe side of the club. I want to hit it on the toe side. I don't like hitting it on the heel. So for me, hitting it on the toe is definitely the way to go. So we got to really pay attention to this when we're looking at our golf shafts. How much is our golf shaft drooping? What's our swing plane like? There's so many numbers you got to take a look at, but at the end of the day, it's about the shaft profile and what gets that ball moving towards the center, or for me, I like to miss it slightly towards the toe. So now we're gonna go to the regular shaft, and I'm gonna show you guys where we're contacting it the majority of the time with this shaft profile. So let's take a look at this one. So you can see this shot, the ball, my contact point has moved slightly towards the toe, just off of center, slightly towards the toe. So this is what the regular shaft does for me. I hit about 10 balls and they all hit around this point. So to me, that's just amazing. When you can change your shaft profile and change where you're impacting it on the face, that is so dramatic, and it can have such an effect on your golf game. So make sure when you guys are looking at where you're hitting it on the face the majority of the time, this can be because your shafts aren't right for you. You got to get your shafts fit. If you don't, you're going to have problems with contact and other issues when it comes to hitting the ball solid. So make sure, guys, if you guys don't like where you're hitting on the face, check your shafts. Your shafts are going to dictate so much about how you're coming through the ball, and it's going to affect the way you play the game. So that's it for today, guys. We got the extra stiff shaft right here. We got the regular shaft right here, and totally different contact points based on how much the club is drooping through the ball. And for me, with my game, I'm definitely more consistent with a regular shaft. I hit the ball in the exact same spot the majority of the time, whereas with the extra stiff, I'm a little bit all over the place. Like sometimes I'll hit it on the center, sometimes I'll hit it on the heel. A lot of the times I'll hit it on the heel. And every now and then I'll catch a toe strike, but it's very rare. But with this regular shafted iron, I'm able to hit the exact same spot every single time and have a predictable ball flight. So just because certain people swing their clubs fast doesn't mean that they necessarily need an extra stiff shaft. It's all about where they're hitting it on the club face and controlling their spin numbers with their lofts. And you can get really dialed in with this. You can go into super detail, but for the most part, what we need to understand on a general terms here is that an extra stiff shaft is going to tend to hit more towards the heel for some golfers, and a softer regular shaft is going to tend to hit the ball slightly more towards the toe, and it's all because of droop. The extra stiff shaft doesn't droop as much, and the regular shaft droops more. So because of droop, it's going to move the contact on the face. When you're looking at your irons and you're mishitting the ball, get the shafts fit properly, because this is going to have a dramatic effect on where you hit it on the club face.